Some more big news coming in. JJ Nagar cops in fear after 2 accused test positive for COVID-19. As accused were arrested after Padarayanapura violence, 125 people were arrested from various parts of Padarayanapura. As cops are now fearing they might have contracted COVID-19. So not just the accused, even the cops are fearing about their health. The COVID-19 warriors out there. As JJ Nagar cops are living in fear after the two accused, I beg your pardon, have tested positive for COVID-19. As the accused were shifted and first arrested and then shifted after Padarayanapura violence, a total of 125 people were arrested from various parts of Padarayanapura, and cops now are fearing that they might have contracted COVID-19 from those two people. I have my colleague Ashish joining me live from newsroom. Well, Ashish, the cops' fear is actually for real, as JJ Nagar cops are fearing that they might have contracted virus courtesy those two accused. What more do you have for us?
Well, absolutely, Abhijit. You had several people being, arrested from that particular place where, there were reports of a lot of cases coming in, and also the fact that that entire ward, that is Padarayanapura that we're talking about, was completely sealed down, and police officers were making sure that everything was under control. But having said that, that one incident that took place really set everything away, and the fact that the cops, in fact, had to, resort to all, night-long operations. They had to go to several of the houses and make sure that all of the people, all of the perpetrators were arrested within that night. The cops visited several houses in the locality and made sure that all of these people who had in fact gone ahead and created ruckus in the area were arrested. The cops did that and also made sure that all of these people were taken into custody. So what now has happened is that two among those several people that the cops had arrested that night, two of those people have now tested positive for COVID-19. So that indirectly has now linked to the JJ Nagar cops, who are now under fear that the particular cop who might have actually dragged these two people out of their houses, or the fact that out of their the place that they were hiding in, those cops might actually have most likely have come in contact with these two people who tested positive, and that now counts as a primary contact, which in turn means that these cops will now have to be placed under quarantine, or they will have to get themselves checked. Whether they're showing symptoms or not is something that remains to be seen, but like we've seen, several of the cases are asymptomatic in the city at the moment, and now the cops are now worried as to what exactly they should do next, because there is no clarity over who they were arresting that night. They're just dragging all the accused and making sure that everyone was taken into custody. Everyone who created a ruckus was taken into custody. All of them were kept together. Of course, the cops made sure that social distancing was maintained and all of those things were done. But having said that, the fact that a lot of people were present at the spot and the cops had to arrest and bring these people into custody, take these people into custody, that somewhere or the other there might have been some or the other contact of these two individuals with the cops. There might be other people who might test positive as well, but that discussion is for later. But now two people have tested positive, and there is a very high possibility of one or the other cop that might have actually come in contact with these accused, and now that has sparked fears among cops, especially in the JJ Nagar police station. The cops in fact who were involved in that operation that night, and also the fact that they went ahead and arrested a lot of people, and they were traveling around in the entire locality that has now been infested with coronavirus.
Well, Ashish, there has been a lot of criticism on the fact that shifting the Padarayanapura case accused to Ramanagra at this point of time. Also, do you think it was more of a not a sort of rational decision at this point of time coming in, especially given the point that the country is in stage 3 and on the brink of stage 3 when it comes to COVID-19?
Well, several reactions are coming in as far as that is concerned, but having said that, the authorities did what they thought was right, and they also made sure that they maintained all safety measures while these people were shifted. But having said that, like we've been talking about frontline warriors being at risk as far as spreading of this virus is concerned. We've been talking about how JJ Nagar police are now under fear that someone might have actually come in contact with the two people who tested positive. At the same time, we also have reports coming in that Ramnagar police too have expressed their displeasure that they have been subjected to all of this, whereas their district is completely free from COVID-19. So the cops over there as well expressing their displeasure and panicking somewhat that they might have possibly come in contact with two of these accused. And apart from that, even here in Bengaluru, the cops that were involved in that night-long operation in arresting all of these people, they too are under fear of having contracted the virus. Of course, all of those testings and all of the other protocols will be followed. But having said that, the fact that two people have tested positive and all of these people were in group, walking around the entire ward that night, creating ruckus and also coming directly in contact with a lot of cops. That has now sparked fear, not just amongst the residents but also amongst cops.